Hello guys, Mono back here again, and this is just kind of a status update. This isn't going to be the whole entire episode. I'm just going to cut and tell some stuff, but I figured that I would probably give some explanations as to what I was doing when I wasn't recording. So, I got a chainsaw, and I also got an electric wrench and an electric hose, so every single one of my tools is electric now, so you just make them pretty much like the other ones, like this and this and this and this. They're basically just all circuits and batteries and steel plates. And you just obviously give them power through a bat box or an MFE or an MFCU or something like that. And I also, as you may have noticed, made a giant change. Well, it's not really giant. I just added walls to this and changed the organization of a couple things, because I actually have a plan in my head now as to what this is supposed to be like. But I'm working on the walls right now so that nothing can get in, and I'll have like a ceiling and stuff. And I've also moved this over here, as I said I was going to, because I'm not a liar. And I also moved this over here, along with this, so that the fuel and the cryostate can be right next to each other, joined as one. And I've also moved those from that corner over here, because what I'm planning to have is the second floor isn't going to be an actual operational floor. It's just going to be the powerhouse for everything. It's going to be the part where all the EU and the MJ comes from and gets sent off to other parts. So this part is eventually going to have a ceiling, and cables are going to be coming down from the ceiling and power these instead of this bat box hooked up to a generator and stuff in the middle. But I also, this is a lot of stuff, got this induction smelter over here. This is arguably the cheapest thing in the entire game. Well, one of the cheapest things in FTB at least. You can actually just put a piece of sand and gold ore in here that is hooked up to some sort of engine or something that supplies MJ, and you actually get double the amount just from the sand. And I realize that is pretty cheap, but I use it anyway. I don't care about cheapness. It's useful to me. And also, it turns out that this quarry hit a ravine, which normally I would be happy about, but right now I'm not, because I'm not exactly trying to get diamonds, and it just kind of, the ravine started like all the way up here, so it made me miss about 20 levels of actual ground this could mine through. So that means that I'm not going to get as many ores as I would have hoped or liked from this. So that kind of sucks. But yeah, that basically means this quarry's almost done. It should probably be getting me diamonds soon, because it's on level 15. So yeah, that's pretty much just the whole status update. Anything else, I don't... If I didn't include anything else, I just can't remember it, so it's probably not very important. So yeah, I'm going to cut to the next part where I actually feel like recording again. Alright, so, before I ended this, or at least what I'm going to play for right now, I figured I would do another status update so I don't actually forget about what I did until I come back next time, in which case I won't actually remember what I did. So I just think it would be an overall better idea to try and explain it right now so I won't have to remember it next time. Anyway, what I basically did is I'm making a lot more steel, because you need a lot of it in the future. I'm making more coal coke, obviously. My oil supply actually ran out, at least on the top. It's not actually getting anything for me anymore, and I tested it out, and I can't actually grab any oil anymore. All it gives me is water, because this is just all ghost oil, is what I like to call it. Here's one more bucket, but that pump probably couldn't have reached that anyway, but most of this is just ghost oil, which is water that looks like oil because the source was actually, replaced and stuff, but the oil flowed into the water flowed into the oil, and the water turned into what looks like oil, but is really not. So there's that whole thing. This does give me more pressure for time, because this is all I have. This is about maybe 62, 63... something around there, buckets of fuel. So I'm gonna have to convert to electrical engines by the time this runs out, or I'm gonna have to freaking set up another pump all the way down in this giant bubble down there, which that'll definitely be fun, working all of that out in the ocean. So I also made an MFE, which is that upgraded version of the Bat Box that I was talking about earlier. It's this thing right here. It can hold 600,000 EU. It's this thing right. If I can find the M key, because I'm in the dark right now. Alright, here's this. You just basically make it for these things called energy crystals, 2x2-inch golden cables. They're fairly simple to make. And then these energy crystals like this, just put redstone around a diamond or an industrial diamond, or apparently you can do it with a ruby too. I didn't know that. Oh, I wish I would have known that. Whatever. I'm going to do that next time. I had to use diamonds for it this time, but I didn't know that you could use rubies, so you basically just use energy crystals and stuff for that. And I also made, why did I come back over here, these things called recyclers. And basically I'm making these in preparation for that mass fabricator. And you put cobblestone or something in these, and as you can see, this starts to go. And I think it's like 1 in 6 or 1 in 10 every single time. It makes this thing called scrap right here. And this scrap, obviously, you can make through a recycler, which for some reason doesn't show up on the recipes. I don't really know why, but you can make it through a recycler by putting cobblestone or dirt in there. And the point for it is you can put it inside this mass fabricator, and it'll actually speed up the process. Now, I haven't gotten the mass fabricator yet, but I'm going to soon, and this is just an LV transformer. I know it looks like a bat box, but this basically just transforms, because this outputs 128 EU per tick, this just transforms 128 EU into 32 EU per tick, and it doesn't lose any either, so that's very convenient, because these would all explode if I put 128 EU into them, and that's not exactly what I want to happen. So you have to use an LV transformer for that. But that's pretty much all I've done now. As you can see, I've also heightened the walls of this structure, as well as adding stairs right here. This is definitely evolving in a way that I want it to evolve, so it's definitely coming on. And also, this quarry finished, so I did get 4 diamonds from it. That's why I was encouraged to make the MFE in the first place. But yeah, that's pretty much it for now. I'm probably going to just mesh this all into one video, even though this is more than one recording session, so yeah, I'll probably see you again in a couple seconds for you and a couple thousand million seconds for me.